Okay, people, welcome back to Normski TV and the match reaction. Newcastle 0, Arsenal 1. Or should I say, Arsenal 1, Newcastle nil. And you might be wondering, who's this geezer next to me? Well, people, if you didn't know, sometimes you might see him in the chat. Junior Martin, good mate of mine, go back years, you know what I mean, musicians and all of that. And, he came home. We just came back from an event and, I said, look, come and watch the game with me. He's seen me in my full effect, killing himself laughing while I'm on the phone with me, mate. And listen, welcome, Junior, to the match reaction and to Normski TV. First time being on the camera with me. I thought I'd just let you just come in because it is what it is, yeah? Look, I'm just going to go for the team news and just what we thought of the game, your thoughts on the game and stuff like that, and where do you see us if we're going to end up winning this league or not? Are we bottling it? But look, there's one change from the game. White comes in for Mascara. And if I just go from the back, Reyes in goal, obviously Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Piankipai, Odegaard, Zubamendi, Rice, Madueke, Kai Havertz, Eze, and Havertz obviously up front as the player. Now, guys, listen, it was one clutch moment. Junior, it was one clutch moment from Eze getting that goal. Now, it was from a short corner.
Absolutely.
And look, they took it, they've done this a number of times. It was the goal in the 9th minute. That's how early the game it was scored, in the 9th minute. And you're thinking, right, we're at home. Man City obviously have won today against Southampton. They're through to the final. We needed to put pressure on them. And I looked at the game today and I thought, yes, we got the goal. Are we going to put any pressure on them? We scored that goal and then we just sit back. Now, for me, I'm looking at some of these players. Players like who I didn't feel had a good game. I'm looking at Declan Rice, or I felt didn't have a good game.
Yeah.
I don't think Martin Odegaard got a good game. I don't know who got player of the match. I don't know who it was. Zubamendi doesn't like to be pressed. Sideways, backwards. If they were playing towards their goal, we'd be creating loads of chances, Junior. We'd be creating loads of chances, man. And for me, it's not good enough because we needed to put pressure on City in terms of the goal difference. Yes, it's now one, we're 1+ ahead of them in terms of the goal difference.
Absolutely.
But goals scored, they're still ahead of us by 2. We needed to put goals past Newcastle today. They have not won in what I can't remember how long. Eddie Howe was under a lot of pressure.
Absolutely.
What was your thoughts on the game? How did you see? Obviously, I was making a load of noise in the game and you was killing yourself laughing and whatever. But how do you see this? Does this instill you with confidence going forward? Our next game is Fulham at home. We need to increase that goal difference. We need to be scoring goals because if it goes down to the wire and it's goals scored, there's only one winner at this. Yeah, absolutely. It's okay, Corral, in terms of shootout. And if there's only one guy that's got a proper rifle and the other one's got a water pistol. So what's your thoughts on the game, bruv?
Oh, bruv, well, I'll tell you, this game was just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. When I see how the players, the shape of the game, it was just, went not for me, it went for me. But like, when I saw Newcastle, they were just throwing everything at us.
Yeah, in terms of possession-wise, I mean, at one point, they had 75% possession to our 25%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. We're playing at home. So we should be the ones with the impetus. We should be the ones that's playing on the front foot. But we kept sitting back. And there was a few times where we thought that, a lot of people saying that the referee had a bad game. It is what it is. I'm not going to rely on the referee to say he determined the game. Do you know what I mean? But there were cases in that game where we gave Newcastle a lot of chances. I mean, if I look at, like, in terms of the stats, let's just go with the stats here. Newcastle came up with 55% stat on our 45. We had 4 shots on target. They had 3. And I think in total, in terms of total shots, we had 11 to their 13. So in terms of the shots they had and this expected goals, they had more chances of scoring goals than we did.
Absolutely.
We get the goal from Eze, clutch moment where he does, short, corner from Odegaard plays it to I think he plays it to Kai Havertz. Yeah. Or it was Odegaard. I can't remember which way around. If it was Odegaard or Madueke. And Havertz has laid it off, gets his assist. Other than that, Havertz didn't do nothing much. And people are going to say, oh, Havertz, when he's in this side, they win games, and all of that. But for me, it was not a convincing win. Again, the fans look nervous. You saw it.
Absolutely.
They look nervous, hands in the mouth and whatever,
biting
their nails, and then you've got after the game, you've got Arteta giving it all that. Like,
and
come on.
And also, what I noticed, I saw even Thomas Tuchel he had his
yeah, because he's worried about. Well, I'm not surprised now because they say obviously he's gone off injured.
Yeah.
And listen, he said it's okay because listen, we got a game on Wednesday away to Atletico Madrid, semi-final of the first leg. So we need every available player.
Absolutely.
But it's like one player comes and another player goes out injured. This is the story. Where again was Max Darman?
I know.
Where was Max Darman today?
He should have got picked in there.
Bring him on.
Should have been on the bench.
What do you think of Madueke, Kate? What do you think of him in terms of his end product? And is he for you? For me, he's a very frustrating player.
No, he's not a cutting type of player, is he? He's no Saka, is he? Come on.
He's no Saka, but at the end of the day, Saka's no Madueke because right now they both look proper injured. Don't worry about you. They look proper injured. I mean, Saka's come on. Yeah, I think Paul Merson turned around and said that, he came on, he looked fresh and everything. But to me, he just looked slow. Yes, he had that chance to come on, cross the ball, had a try to take the shot. He's deflected. I think Dan Burn, he deflected off him for a corner. Yeah. Again, our corner routines weren't brilliant. We weren't effective from there. That's pretty much dried up.
Absolutely.
Who would you say was I've got Eze as, for me, the player of the match. I thought, he really played well, and it was just a pity that he went down with that injury. Yeah. But I thought Peter Ankipai on the left side played really well as a defender.
He played a blinding game as well. I mean, he was the only player at the back really doing most of the work because Gabi and Saliba, they were holding defense, but boy, there was some shaky moments.
There was a couple of shaky moments. Gary Mangalese, getting as usual, getting in a tussle with players. Yeah. Saliba, needs to release the ball early. There was one point where he made a marauding run, but it's just like when he gets past the halfway and he has a nosebleed, he doesn't know what to do with the ball. You know what I'm trying to say?
Absolutely.
So for me, it was not a great performance after the goal. 9 minutes we scored a goal. It was early. It was one of the earliest goals I've seen Arsenal score for a long time. Absolutely. And I thought, well, look, if we are going to mount any kind of pressure on City, we needed to be showing up. That you could tell there was a nervous energy.
Absolutely.
And one of the for me, we moved the ball too slow.
Yeah, we did.
And it's like I counted 7 times Saliba touched the ball before he passed it. Another problem, Odegaard.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Talk to me about Odegaard.
Well, the amount of times that guy, it's like I would expect him to play football, but he's playing football backwards.
Right. And this is what it was saying. He picks the ball up. When we played football back in the day.
Yeah.
And you used to play on the wing. I played on the right, you played on the left.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the thing about it, we always thought to go forward, get that ball forward. Do you know what I mean? It's like this control of the game. If we had scored 3 or 4 goals, then you can do all that control thing. And people are going to big up Odegaard and say, every time he's in the team, he wins and that. But he slows the game down. There was a couple of times where the balls come to him. There was one time where he showed Madueke to go down the line or cut in. Mm-hmm. He stops and then he plays the ball, right? Madueke stops and he still plays the ball.
Absolutely.
And I'm thinking he's played it out. What are we doing? We can't even string passes together. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Madueke doesn't have no end product. Martinelli, oh my God.
Another one.
My son was calling the Peruvian. He was answering as he got. Yeah. Apart from that moment where do you remember when he did the old red kick?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably his best moment. That was probably his best moment.
But it's just fortunate the goalkeeper just happened to be there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just doing a match reaction, so don't bother me. I'm doing a match reaction. I'm doing a match reaction. Right, so as I was saying, I'm doing my match reaction. I'm doing it. Okay, cheers. Right, so as I was saying, sorry, I'm being rudely interrupted by my son. Right, so basically, right, stop kicking the ball, please, and making noise. Thank you. So this is what happens when you're doing a live recording. Yeah, rudely son boy. But yeah, as I was saying, going back, Madueke, he's got to make sure he has end product. Do you know what I mean? And we need more bodies in the box.
Absolutely.
I think we that's one of the things again. And there was another moment. Godquez comes on. Didn't really have much of the ball. There was a couple of times he held it. There was a time where he beat his man down the wing, played down the flank,
tried to cross
it, and he's straight at the. You're just thinking those are the moments.
Yeah.
Those are the moments and we ain't got no moments players apart from Eze. Who on there else is going to really take the game by the scruff of the neck? Declan Rice was not at his best today.
But Godquez was he's trying to run, but he can't run that fast, really.
Yeah, my son sort of said it's like somebody's holding him back. Somebody's got a pair of reins on him and holding him back. Yeah. It is what it is. And for me, it's frustrating, Junior. It is really frustrating. And you know, I look, right, Man City's next game, they don't play again until I think next week, Monday or something like that. If my memory serves me right, I can't remember. But we play Fulham next week at home again.
Burnley.
No, they don't play Burnley. They beat Burnley. They beat Burnley just the other day. So they've got Everton away.
Everton.
So I don't know what to say. You know, the manager's going to be happy and whatnot.
Yeah.
We should be happy, but I'm not. That's the frustrating thing. I'm frustrated because yet again the players look tired, bereft. Declan Rice looked completely out on his feet. Zubamendi, knackered, can't cover ground. You know, he made a couple of tackles and that, but when you make those tackles, you've got to get that ball forward quick.
Absolutely.
You've got to get that ball forward quick.
And I think that's a problem because, like, when they're going forward, right, they don't want to get injured. That's why they won't go forward, Norms. That's what I'm thinking. Because,
there is that, but I think it's just I think it's just the way Arteta's got this team set up.
Yeah.
We don't play the attacking football that we played in the 22-23 season.
Absolutely.
It's black and white, night and day. You know what I mean? That football is long gone. Yeah. And, you know, he said it again in his pre-match conference. He said, it's a new league, game one.
Absolutely.
Well, if it's a new league, game one, I would expect to see some decent football in game one.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I expect to see some decent football, and I still ain't seen it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fill me with any confidence. And you saw, he was there watching the game with me.
Yeah.
Most of the time, he was kidding himself laughing at me because obviously you can hear my voice.
Frustrating and really going for it, man. Almost tearing out his hair.
Whatever I've got left. Whatever I've got left. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's too frustrating.
Yeah, no, it's not. And I mean, look, and to be honest, they had an early chance after about a minute. Yeah. I think it was their player. I think it was Alusu. Let me just go back to their player. Yeah, Asulu, if I can pronounce his name. Asula.
Yeah, Asula. Yeah.
Air kicked the ball. That could have been a goal.
Easy.
Miskicked it completely. I was thinking, oh my God. And they were getting down the wings as usual. Do you know what I was going to say? And we're giving up too many chances. Too many chances. And against better sides. Do you know what I mean? Look, West Ham today, they win 2-1.
Yeah.
Right? Tottenham, at one point, they'd fallen back into the relegation zone. Tottenham was 1-0 up against Wolves. And then Wilson, scores that winner for West Ham to take them back out the relegation zone. So there's a 2-point gap separating West Ham and Tottenham.
Spurs, yeah.
But we are going to play West Ham at some point. We're going to play them after we play Fulham. But smack bang between that, we've got the Champions League, right?
Yes,
I can see us going to
Atletico.
If we play like that, Atletico will slap us. Yeah. They've got more free flowing. They've got better forwards. And for me, they've got a better midfield. Our midfield looks shot at the moment. Zubamendi, Rice, and Odegaard. Sorry. Do you know what I mean? Rice is just out on his feet. He's literally playing on fumes. There's one point he was just standing there, breathing hard. Do you know what I mean?
It really, because the rest of the midfield's really not really backing him up, really. So,
because he does most of the money for them. Yeah, Zubamendi has played over 2,000 plus minutes. Absolutely. You've got Norgard. I don't even know if he was even on the bench. Let me just check. The bench.
I don't think he was.
Let's have a look. Norgard. Was Norgard on the bench? No Norgard on the bench. So he's only played 56 minutes of Premier League football.
56, and that is.
But they were told it was a sensible buy. Well, it obviously wasn't.
No, mate.
It obviously was not. Do you know what I mean? Again, Matt Diamond doesn't make it. I mean, I would have loved to see Matt Diamond come on.
Yeah, come on.
Even come on before Saka.
I thought he would have came on because, like, when I saw Wizard come on.
Yeah.
And then you had,
Wissa come on, Barnes come on,
yeah,
and then Alanga come on.
players.
Yeah, they're quick players. Yeah, because
player on.
there was the worry because they were playing for the problem with me. You heard me say in the game, we're like a donut. We've got nothing in the middle. Every time Bruno was picking up the ball, he had no pressure on him.
None.
We can't do that against better sides.
No, we can't.
We can't do that. And if we do somehow get past Atletico Madrid, which I don't think we will, but if we do, God help us if we get to the final. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So, look, we've won the game.
Yep.
Clutch moment from Eze. Fantastic goal.
Fantastic goal.
But after that, we offered nothing. And it was literally sitting on tender hooks. The team looked nervous. And it was a nervous energy fan base.
The last, what was it, 7 minutes after?
Well, well, after the 9 minutes, we just sat back.
9 minutes, yeah.
But I'm trying to say, towards the end, it got even more nervy because you're thinking a couple of corners. Do you know what I mean? You're thinking, look, giving away silly free kicks, outside the box and stuff like that. I was thinking, are they going to do it? Are we going to get sucker punch this evening? Fortunately, we didn't.
Yeah, I'm thankful we didn't.
We didn't, man. But how much more are we going to keep going through this? 4 games left, Junior.
I know.
And what do you think? We've got Fulham next. After Fulham, we go to West Ham. Then we have Burnley at home, and then the last game away to Crystal Palace.
Fulham is another nervy team we got to play against, but they ain't no joke team. They can play football.
They can get the ball on the ground. As Matty, big up to Matty Sabaguna. Team that plays with the ball on the ground gives us problems.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I just think we just look shot, and because we've got the Champions League in between that, how it's just rotation.
Yeah,
and we got to go right back to the beginning of Arteta not rotating the side as he should. That's why Pep's side looked fresher than us, jerky, just coming up with the goals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Today, they're through to a final. It looked nervy for them because Southampton did go 1-0 up. They bring on the big boys and, the next thing down. So, look, they're going to face either Chelsea or Leeds. We'll see what happens there. But
tomorrow,
we have to put some goals past Fulham when we meet them next week.
That's the only team we can really put the pressure on for Man City to chase. So
well, the thing is, we as it stands, we're 3 points clear. They have got a game in hand. By the time they play, they will have 2 games in hand, right? Because we play again before them, and then they go away to Everton. Might not be. It might look on paper. It looks like a hard game.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to see what happens. Because I was expecting, to be honest, City to put loads of goals past Burnley the other on Tuesday night. Whenever they played,
so must have gave them a good game because
they had loads of chances. City had loads of chances. Burnley had a couple of chances, but I think if City really wanted to go up again, it did. Some people say it was a missed opportunity in terms of them scoring more goals.
Yes,
and so Paul Merson said, "Oh, it's now opened the door for Arsenal to come back in." But every time the door is open for us, we don't show any impetus. We don't show any intent to say right, we're going to put down a marker. We're going to put down, we don't look like, we don't look like a team that's going to score lots of goals. Where are the goals coming from?
Yeah,
because Glock could come on, he didn't really make any difference.
I could see him going like this every time the ball go past him, or
but it's look. The thing about Glock, right? I've been a fan of him and that, but in those moments, when you had that ball, you had the field in front of you. And you have to play that. You've got to get that ball over to Saka.
You have to.
You've got to. And he's hit it straight at the defender.
Yeah.
Number Declan Rice in the box, missed opportunity. I'm just thinking, what is our team doing? We're run out of ideas. We're tired mentally and physically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just seems like this is how we're gonna play for the rest of the season. I can't see us scoring more than 2 goals. I can't. I just can't see it.
Because of the fitness of the team.
The fitness of the team and just the tactics and Arteta sets them up. We're not set up to go on attack. We scored a goal and then we sit back and protect that 1-0 lead. And it gets very nervy. It's very nervy for me today. I'm sure it was very nervy for you.
Yeah, it was.
But it is what it is. Guys, we just about get it over the line.
Just about.
Great goal, as I said, by Eze. I'm hoping that the injury is not too bad. He did when he come off, because I don't know if it was a calf or what, but when he was talking to Mikel Arteta, he did say, I'm okay.
Yeah, he's okay, yeah.
So literally, he took him off himself. out of precaution, because if it was Mikel Arteta, he'd probably say, guys, go again, please, go. I'll give you an injection, get back on.
He was preserving himself. He's preserving
I think
himself.
that's it. I think that's what it is. But we have to, when we go 1-0 up early. Back in the day, Junior, we put teams to bed. Score 2, 3, 4 goals. Yeah? Then you control the game. I get that.
Yeah.
But we're trying to control the game from the very beginning, and that control means that backwards passes, sideways passes. Zubimendi hardly played a forward pass today. You know what I mean?
It wasn't only that, because like we played too much from the back, and it was very nervy to watch that.
And slow. Oh. It's slow. You know what I mean? I watch other teams. We used to watch Arsenal when they get the ball from back to front, 5, 6 passes into the back of the net.
That's right.
Yeah, you're looking at about 30 passes, and that's in the back. That's in our third before it gets at the front, and we don't have nobody up front. Yeah, our midfield just not effective. As I said, the only one in there that looked anywhere dangerous and creative was Eze.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On this occasion, he goes off with an injury. The last game against Man City, he hits the post. What does Arteta do? Take him off. Yeah. Well, make that make sense. It is what it is, man. But just generally, June, just your overall roundup of the game, what you thought, and do you think that our next 4 games we're going to go and win them, or do you think there's going to be more twists and turns?
I think there'll be more twists and turns, and I think it's really down to the team being fit for it. Because when you look at the shape and how they're playing, bro, it's going to be very difficult for them to really go through the next 4 games. I really do think so, and it's all down to fitness, and it's really got to be Arteta's call to like pull out the right players at the right time to play the right games.
Yeah. Well, listen, June, appreciate you coming on. Really appreciate it. First time you've been on. And I hope, listen, people, when you do see this, please smash the like button, subscribe and share if you're new. Put it in the comments. What did you think of that game? Eze was a clutch moment, but the team still not good enough. Listen, take care. I'll see you on the next match reaction, and God bless.
God bless.